Alright, hello everybody, my name is Lemon. I'm your coach of the second round of Surge, and today we've got the quarterfinal game of the IPA. This week we are up against Team High Neuters and Coach Goomba, again, second week in a row, which sucks because this is easily the worst matchup for me in the entirety of this season. This is a post-com because a couple things happened. One, my audio just stopped working for like the entirety of the original recording, and I'm not going to upload that. And I accidentally deleted it. Uh, so I'm doing a postcom, and I also cleared out all of my sets and everything doing to do with the IPA season 2 because I'm getting ready for season 3. So I do remember most of my sets. I think the only thing I don't no, I remember everything. It's fine. And there's also going to be a talking session at the end of the video, just me explaining what's going to be happening with next season because there are going to be some changes. So I do recommend that if you want to understand that for the IPA season 3 analysis, draft analysis, then I highly recommend you go and stay for that after the battle. It's going to be like a 5 to 10 minute thing. Just I need to lay this all down for the next season. So I'm not going to break down my opponent's team because I've already done it last week, so it's been too recent for me. And all you really need to know is I cannot pin down a 6 of Pokemon that he's going to bring because he has a ridiculous number of options against me. Like, he can bring anything here and it'd be good, except for Chatot and Dusclops. Those are the only 2 Pokemon on his team that are not good against me. So, I brought a Savali Steel with Thunder Wave, U-Turn, multi-attack, and Defog. Thunder Wave was to slow down things like Sneasel, and Defog was for removal, and I ran U-Turn because I felt like he was going to bring Metagross this time, just because, and Clear Body does block Parting Shot from letting me pivot at all, so I had U-Turn in readiness for that. Knowing that I was going to lose this game, I brought an Assault Vest, with high expectations of me losing this game. I brought an Assault Vest Frisk, Grimmsnarl with Darkest Lariat, Sucker Punch, Power Whip, and Ice Punch. We brought the same Bronzong, pretty much. Still Cobra Berry, but with Heavy Slam over Gyro Ball and Toxic over Trick Room. Same Aerodactyl set, same Kyurem set. The only thing that changed on the Zeraora set was just a little bit more offense, because that Galvantula Living, um, Galvantula Living, that knockoff from the last game, sucked. It was actually like a really, really big deciding factor, and it lives on like 6%, and that hurt. So here I do lead with Savali because I feel like anything on his team does not want to appreciate a Thunderwave, and he doesn't have any pivoting. He has to hard switch everything, which isn't too bad. Which isn't bad for him because he does obviously have 2 Pokemon with Regenerator. But I felt like either way I was getting a free Thunder Wave, and if he led with Metagross or Weezing, I could still get a Defog off. So that's exactly what happens. I do lead off with Savali, and he leads with Metagross. I do go for the Thunder Wave here just because I want to keep this thing from getting moves off as often as possible. I land the Thunder Wave. He gets his Stealth Rocks up, which is not optimal because now he's slower and he can just keep going for it. I go for U-turn just because I didn't want to let him switch out for free, and I did expect him to go for an Earthquake. I believe I U-turned out into Bronzong. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have paralyzed this in particular because actually, well, it would have been the same situation. I was gonna say because now he's slower than Savali, so he's um, able to get Stealth Rocks on every turn that I'm defogging. So it's just it doesn't really matter because either way he's slower. So I go into my Levitate Bronzong. I take Stealth Rocks and do nothing. He goes for Earthquake, exactly like I expected. Um, I originally was gonna go for Body Press, but I decided to go for Heavy Slam, just expecting to switch into something, because either way he was going to go Reuniclus, Weezing, or Bulu, and none of them really, really wanted to take a Heavy Slam. Like, Weezing doesn't really care about it. He goes Alomomola. Oh no, actually I went for Toxic here, expecting Alomomola or Reuniclus, that's right. I am too many steps ahead. So he goes Alomomola. I hard switch out because I don't want to I don't want it to go for knockoff and waste my Colberberry. I go into Savali because it does. It's basically resisted. Knockoff is basically resisted. Then I believe I went for Devog here, and he went into Metagross. Yeah, so he goes Metagross. I went for knockoff or Devog, not knockoff. I do get rid of the rocks, and I just go for U-turn again. I don't remember what I went into though. I went into Bronzong again, and he went for rocks, just like I said was going to be happening. And I didn't realize it at the time that it was going to be such a problem. He goes Reuniclus, and this is whenever I went for Heavy Slam. Nope, it's whenever I went for rocks. It's been a couple days for me, so I go Grimmsnarl just to figure out the item, and apparently Grimmsnarl just does not want to load. So we do find out that it's Assault Vest, so that leads me to believe it's the same set as last week, maybe with Psyshock over Future Sight. I don't know. Maybe. Either way, I'm Assault Vest. I can take a Flash Cannon, and I just go for Darker's Lariat, I believe. He goes for Shadow Ball. It does nothing. He doesn't get the special defense drop. I believe I went for Darker's Lariat or Ice Punch. I don't remember. I think it was Darker's Lariat. It was Ice Punch. Okay. Yeah. I went for Ice Punch just because it was the best neutral play. Then I hard switch out into Savali. We do see that it is Levitate Wheezing. And I go for Defog here again because what else am I going to do? He's got toxic spikes up, and that's going to be problematic. So I defog, and I knew he was going to flamethrower or will-o-wisp or something, but he goes for flamethrower, which is fine until he gets the burn, and that burn turned the tide of the battle completely. It wasn't going great for me, but it wasn't going bad until this burn, because now my defogger and my U-turner and my wave spreading paralysis all is on a timer, and on one Pokemon, on one turn, on one 10% chance, and that sucks. Honestly, it does. So we see Black Sludge, completely expected. That's fine. I think I just went for U-turn just because I didn't want to. I went for Thunder Wave. I wish I U-turned. Honestly, I do wish I U-turned. He just he takes a crit. Doesn't matter. It still does less. He goes for rocks again. I went into Zong. In hindsight, I feel like I maybe should have gone Aerodactyl and tried to set up. But it has Bullet Punch, so whatever. I go for Body Press here, just expecting to switch into something. It does nothing. Shows me that it's full Fizz Def, full HP. Well, actually, I think it's just full Fizz Def. I go into Cure him because I don't really need Scarf. It was really only there for Garchomp. I believe I just went for a Freeze Dry because it was the neutral play. And yeah, so I go for I went for Freeze Dry because it does like 70% of that thing, and I get the freeze, which is really good because Reuniclus puts a lot of offensive pressure on my team. And 22% is pretty decent chip, besides the fact that it has Regenerator. So I just go in Grimmsnarl because that's my switch into this thing. As he stays frozen, and I believe I'm for Darkest Lariat this time. Yeah, for the Wheezing. Yeah. It does 33%, which is a good chunk, except for the fact that it can hit me with Sludge Bomb. So I switch out into Aerodactyl, hoping for just a Sludge Bomb, and hoping that I can just set up. He goes for Pain Split, which is going to do nothing. And there's still one slot in there, and I was really thinking that it was going to be the move. So I just Mega Evolve and go for Dual Wing Beat for damage, because I wasn't sure what was going to come in. I do wish I went for the setup. All the model Aerodactyl decided to stop moving. He takes toxic damage. That's fine. That's good for me, actually. I knew he was going to Scald, but I wanted to set up and hope that he didn't get a burn. Or actually, no, that's not correct. I went to Cure him, expecting a Scald. Is that what I did? Yeah, okay. I need to just let it play and talk about it after the turn. Pretty much nothing happened. He hard switches out again to Reuniclus. I believe I went for Draco Meteor just for damage. Nope. No, I didn't. I went for Freeze Dry, and then I go for Draco Meteor just for damage off on something. Now it's below half, which is really what I needed for Reuniclus. I cannot kill it. I cannot 2-hit KO it, so I hard switch out into Savali. And I believe I just went for Defog. And now Savali is just so low on HP, and it doesn't even matter. So yeah, I just go for Defog, get rid of rocks. It's not going to matter because he's going to get them up again right here. The burn sucks, dude. The burn from Flamethrower sucks. I save it for a sack. He goes for Stealth Rocks. I go into Zero Aura because I want to knock off its leftovers because that was definitely the most problematic part about it. was the longevity that it had. So I just go for knockoff and hope for a paralyze on the earthquake, and it does under half, which is scary. He does get paralyzed, which is really really good for me. So I go back out into Bronzong to wall it from going for earthquake and bullet punch. He hard switches out into wheezing. I believe I went for heavy slam. Yeah, and it does 22%, which is pitiful damage. Um, he sees my full set, so it doesn't do anything. I am still heavy duty boots. He goes for flamethrower for damage on Bronzong, and he gets the burn here, and he gets the burn here. And this one also sucks because I needed this thing to be able to take on a Lomomola, and like I'm full physical attacking. Like I've got play rough, I've got plasma fist, and I've got knockoff, and he gets the burn on my other physical attacker that I really really needed, because now this can't break Reuniclus, and now it definitely can't beat Metagross, and it can't beat anything here, and it's so unfortunate. Honestly, just 10% chances of getting burned. So I go for the yeah. So I went for taunt, hoping that he'd go for toxic spikes or pain split. Um, I wasn't going to be doing anything here just because I can't. So I just went for knockoff to get rid of the recovery. It doesn't matter. Honestly, at this point, it really doesn't matter. He reveals his last move to be Clear Smog, and I really should have processed that at the time and just gone Grimmsnarl and started attacking. Because what's it really going to do to me? Besides Pain Split? Um, so yeah, I wish I did go to Grimmsnarl, but honestly, with the amount of burns this game, I don't even care. Knockoff does absolutely nothing. I just decided to go for damage because what is their aura going to do anymore? And it does pitiful damage, just pitiful. He gets the earthquake off, that's fine, whatever. Um, I feel like I should have gone Grimmsnarl. I went Savali. I don't know why I went Savali, but I did. Um, okay, now I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I think I was just getting really worked up at the time. Yeah, I was getting really worked up. So yeah, he just now Aerodactyl's below half, and I can't. Pain Split does nothing again. Uh, this situation, dude. I go for Dragon Dance, hoping a switch. He goes Alomomola, and right here I go for Dual Wing Beat for as much damage as I can get. I get it off, and it's doing a really big chunk. He goes for Scald, hoping for a burn, and what do you know? He gets it. And that burn sucks too, because now this thing's also on a timer, and now it's at -1 attack. So it can't break anything here. It can't break anything. So, and then I missed the dual wing beat, which also sucks because now Alomomola is still alive. Which just is so unlucky. Like, I'm getting unlucky this game. And it's not as bad as it was last season with the variant. Oh, watch this Scald too. Yep, Scald burn. What do you know? Yeah, I got so frustrated, dude. And this is the second season in a row where in quarterfinals I've gotten hacked out. Last season was worse because last season was way worse because it was confuse hacks, which is just stupid of all things. For it to be confusion of all things was stupid. But this season it's burn, which is so annoying. I can't do anything here, honestly. And ugh, dude, this whole game was so annoying. This honestly, this matchup sucked. So the fact that I got put in the same I got put in the same just one seed below this same guy who has the best matchup against me possible, and just like I can't do anything. I can't do anything. This matchup was bad enough, and now I'm gonna get hacked out with burns of all things. Like two of them were 10% chance. I kind of get one scald burn, but another one like 2 turns later just sucks. And at this point, I'm just hoping to survive, and he's gonna go Bulu and Darkness Area, and I can't do anything. That's it. We're out of playoff this time around again because of another case of really annoying hacks. Um, but I want to, now that that's done, I do want to be talking about um, next season. So stuff has happened in the server. There were a couple of kind of big events. I'm not going to go into them. I'm not going to give any names because I don't think that's very fair for confidentiality purposes of the coaches. Um, but it really did mess some of us up, and I was really confused at the time and just didn't understand what was going on. But the guy who pulled us all together for this league, who made the server, who brought together the moderation team, he decided it was best for him to leave because he said that he thought he was keeping the server from growing, which I absolutely respect the decision, but I will miss the guy. I've known him for, I think it's been about 2 years now. I've known him for a while, and it feels really weird not to see him in this server. It really does. Um, but so he gave his position as the commissioner of the server to another amazing guy who I've known for a while. Um, he is a wizard. I swear, like he's the one who puts together these documents. That is no longer, yeah, these documents here that we use for um, this league and the partner league. He does a lot of work on them. I believe I heard him say that he does this full time, which is insane to me and amazing, and I respect it so much. Um, but he wanted to bring a bit more of a flexible, I guess. I guess he wanted to give us more options. Is a way to put it. He wanted it to be less of a tier based draft league, and that's it, to a draft league where things can change, where we can do things differently. And he also did find out that this server came from a trial server, also called the IPA. Same um, acronym too, same words and letters. Um, so he wanted to rename it just because would you want, and I agree with this decision. The moderation team seemed to agree too, and I think it's a great idea. And so it was decided to name it Sky Pillar Stadium, or SPS for short. And I'm wishing that I had the logo up now. Um, and I'm just gonna pull it up really quickly because the new logo looks really cool. Um, yeah, here it is, the Sky Pillar Stadium. So the whole server's got a bit of a rebrand. So it's gonna be really weird to say IPA. It's gonna be really weird not to say IPA. I mean, but there were also a lot of polls with the server asking us what we wanted to do, how we wanted this to go, how we wanted the server to grow is a better way of putting it, I guess. And one of the polls was, do we want to do another season of tier-based draft where we draft the tier 1, tier 2, 2, tier 3, the tier 4, tier 5, Omega, and 4 free agent? Or do we want to do a point-based draft? And my past experiences with point-based drafts have been bad. LTPL, um, that server died. Like, I'm not even just talking about like I just stopped recording because I didn't like it anymore. I'm saying the server died. Matches weren't being done. Nobody was talking to anybody. The server died. That's what happened. And WPF, I got very frustrated. I got very frustrated very quickly with it. I wasn't enjoying team building. I wasn't enjoying trying to come up with ways to make my team better because I just couldn't find any. Um, Ubers were honestly, I'm not going to go back into Ubers just because it was super frustrating for me. Um, so I'm not going to go much further into that. But those are my two experiences with point based draft, and they were not the greatest. But I like having something new happen every once in a while. I am a very routine person generally, but I do like to have something new happen every once in a while. And I think that a point based draft is a great idea. Um, Definitely not because I had 6 Pokemon planned already that I really wanted to use together, and point based draft actually makes it way easier to use them. Definitely not that. That's definitely not what it is. Yeah, that's it, honestly. um, but yeah, I'm really excited for the next season. It is going to be a point based draft instead of tier based draft, so everything's free agent and everything's split across I think 18 tiers. Um, but from now on, the server is called the SPS Sky Pillar Stadium, and whereas in past seasons we've had the divisions split up by like It was highest was Mew, second highest was Moltres, then Articuno, Zapdos. I was always in Zapdos. And that's also kind of by choice. Like, I don't want to be moving up too much because I like using crazy, wacky sets. And Zapdos is where I feel like I'm most comfortable with it. Um, but it sounds like next season they're going to be renaming them to. I don't think it's official. I don't think we actually know yet. But there were some ideas around of going with Deoxys, Groudon, Kyogre, or Deoxys, Rayquaza, Groudon, Kyogre. Um, I don't know. Either way, I'm fine with it. I don't care. It's still going to be a lot of the same people. There's some new people coming in now. Um, but the people is what I care about. I really do. Like, I love the server. I've been in here for a while. I've known some of the people here for a while. And Lena, moderation team Lena, if you are watching this, manipulate the schedule so we can fight. It's been like 2 years. Um, honestly, like I really enjoy this server, just being in here. Um, the people are amazing. It's so much fun, and I definitely do have my huge moments, but that's all part of the game. Everybody has them. I wish I had them a little bit less. I wish I had a little bit of. I wish there were fewer reasons for me to have them as much as I do. Um, but either way, that's the case. That's the world we live in. And the server is growing, and I'm really happy to see that. And so next season, it is going to be called SPS. And I will say, I am currently working on some updates for the draft analysis video, the thumbnail, just graphic updates. Um, so expect some really big changes in that as well. So the server is growing, the league is growing, my channel is not growing, but I'm getting better at it, is what I'm getting at here. Um, And I've been looking into another, like, if you've noticed, I usually have like one pretty standard league and then something kind of gimmicky at the same time. But in the past couple months, I've only had IPA just because that's all I've really wanted to do. But I'm currently looking into something that I think would be super fun, but I don't know if I want to do videos on it yet. Um, and I don't know. It's gonna be a little while before the next season. I joined in the middle of their playoff season. Um, so it's gonna be a little while before. It's gonna be like a week, 2 weeks, probably like it's probably gonna be like a month until they start the next season, which is fine because that gives me time to think about whether or not I actually want to participate or make videos on it. I think is actually what I want to go for because I know I want to participate. This server is awesome in a very special way. I don't want to spoil it. I really don't want to spoil it. Um, It's so cool, just the concept. I'm teasing this. I'm sorry. Um, I think I am going to be recording it just because of how excited I am talking about it here. But the server's growing, league's growing, everything. A lot of stuff is changing. I'm getting better at this whole YouTube thing. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna see you all in the next season of the. Nope, not IPA. Sorry, SPS Sky Pillar Stadium next season. Uh, I'll see you all in that very different but also very familiar league. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm going to see you all later.